In this video, I'm going to share with you 5 diet hacks that are protein rich and so good, it'll make you feel like you're cheating. Time out, Hot Rods. If you're a subscriber to Michelle's Body Shop, you're going to want to ring that bell so you can get notifications about a big announcement I have coming May 29th, and you don't want to miss it. That is, if you're interested in building your own hot rod bod. See you there. So, what's every dieter's best friend? Greek yogurt. Now, if you're not a huge Greek yogurt fan, just hear me out. First of all, let me point out, I'm not loyal to any one brand. Here I have the Simple Truth brand, Simple Truth organic brand. The nutrition facts will vary depending on the brand, but with this one, we've got 110 calories per serving, and that only comes with 7 carbs and a whopping 18 grams of protein. Now that is a big deal. So if you're wanting to diet to lose fat or to build muscle, either of those diet goals require that you have high protein, low carb. So that makes Greek yogurt a big friend to dieters and muscle builders. If I really want to spend my fat calories other places, then I'll do the 2%, or in this case, this is the non-fat Greek yogurt. I have 5 ways that you can use Greek yogurt in different recipes so that you can get that benefit of the high protein, and it's surprisingly good. Let's get into it. Very often I plan for 8 ounces of Greek yogurt in my diet every day. So when I pre-prep my food, I'll create 2 containers like this with 4 ounces in each for each day that I'm pre-prepping. Number 1, a sour cream substitute. Each day I typically have at least 2 eggs. I'll eat them different ways, but I let that get way too hot before I started it. When I'm scrambling my eggs, I like to put a half a cup of salsa in my eggs. I usually go with mild, but some people like it spicier. Unfortunately, today for this video, I don't have salsa, but what I do have are some seasoned tomatoes. So that's also good. I put some seasoning in there to kind of mimic the flavor of salsa. Sometimes I'll do Italian seasoned tomatoes and do this very same thing. It's just as good. Okay, so now I have my delicious salsa and egg combo. And now I'm going to add half of this Greek yogurt here on the side. Why is this a diet hack? Well, I'll tell you. Because when you have the combination of the seasoning that's in salsa with plain Greek yogurt, not sweetened, but plain Greek yogurt, it tastes remarkably like sour cream. So if you like sour cream, and I do, this makes you feel like you're eating something that you wouldn't normally if you're being strict on your diet, but it's actually right in line with what a dieter aims for, with low carbs, no fat in this case, 18 grams of protein per serving, and it tastes exactly like sour cream. I literally eat this every single day. Number 2, salad dressings. Now what are we going to do with this next 2 ounces of Greek yogurt? Well, this one's a little more clever. People like to eat salads when they're on a diet, whatever their diet goals may be. There are some dressings out there that are very low calorie, usually have some fake sugar in them and whatnot. If you can make your own dressing, that's where it's at. Most dressings have a lot of oil in them, but if you're really wanting to dial back the fat and the calories, then this might be a really interesting option for you. I just have an iceberg lettuce mixture. You could, of course, use whatever greens you want. And of course, you could add tomatoes and avocados and, there's a million things you can put in your salad. So I'm not going to go through that. I'm just going to use this as the example. So what I'll do is I'll take my 2 ounces of Greek yogurts, because remember I had 4 ounces in this container and I just used half of them with my eggs. I don't measure this. I just kind of do it to taste, but this is garlic powder. I'm a huge garlic fan, so I put a good bit in there. Some pepper and some salt. Now you could add all kinds of stuff in there if you wanted to really get creative, but garlic, salt, and pepper are a very good combination for me. They're kind of my go-to. I go to that very often. Also, garlic has some health benefits, so there's that. Now, whenever I get finished mixing this, it's still a little thick to really spread around my salad very well. So I add just a tiny bit, just a tiny bit of water. I don't want it to be soupy, but I want to thin it out a little bit so it'll spread out more and really kind of have more of that salad dressing consistency. I could probably go a little thinner, but that's probably, that'll do more or less. And but it mixes well. It has a fantastic flavor. This makes an excellent salad dressing substitute that's not just low calories, it's high protein, and that's why it's our friend. Number 3, dips. Number 3 is one I'm not actually making today. I don't do this all the time, but I do it sometimes. So if you are wanting to have a dip, I have used that very same mixture of just garlic, salt, and pepper with Greek yogurt, and I don't thin it out, and that makes a really good dip. You want to dip for your vegetables, and you don't want to use ranch. You know, that's just a bunch of empty calories. You could have the garlic, salt, and pepper. You could add chopped green onion. You could add some dill. I've actually put a little bit of pickle juice in mine before to give it a little bit of a kick. I mean, you could get creative with it. I have put a little tiny bit of monk fruit sugar, my favorite sugar substitute, because monk fruit is 0 calories, 0 carbs, far and away better than any other sugar substitute that I have tasted. It is almost exactly like sugar. It doesn't have that weird taste, you know what I'm talking about? I don't want to have a dip that's super sweet. So I've just put a little bit in there to kind of cut the sour. Number 4, a guilt-free dessert. My last 4 ounces, what I typically do day to day, and I'll add a few things to it as a delicious dessert. First, I'll add some monk fruit sugar, and I just do this to taste, no particular measurement. And next, I'll add just a capful of vanilla extract. Now mix it all up. And now we're going to add half a cup of frozen strawberries. Once strawberries have thawed from frozen, they have a juice that they are usually kind of swimming in. And so that makes it really nice to mix up with your Greek yogurt that's already been sweetened a little bit with monk fruit and the vanilla extract. It's delicious. It really is. Number 5, cake and donuts. Are you serious? Number 5 is one I don't have prepped, and I've only done this one other time, but it's a fabulous hack. You are making a cake. Now, if you're going to make a traditional cake, you got a lot of other calories in there and sugar and chemicals, but you can substitute the oil in the recipe for cake for Greek yogurt. Obviously, that's a lot fewer calories and it has the protein benefit. But you could take it a step further and make keto donuts. I have shared the recipe for keto donuts that I typically make in the comments below. But essentially, I'm using almond flour or coconut flour and monk fruit sugar instead of regular sugar. So yeah, the monk fruit sugar. And for the donut recipe, the one I looked up and tried, called for like a whole stick of butter or something like that. I'm like, well, what's the point? I'm going to eat a whole stick of butter. Guess what? Greek yogurt to the rescue, because that is a perfect substitute for the butter, and it's a 1-to-1 replacement. So if the recipe calls for, a cup of butter, then you use a cup of Greek yogurt. And that's my hot rods, was my 5 diet hacks using a dieter's best friend, Greek yogurt. But I have a bonus feature for you, and that is that there is another great thing that I use Greek yogurt for, and it's actually not for eating. You can make a Greek yogurt, matcha powder, and honey face mask. It is a fantastic moisturizer. It detoxes your skin and leaves it glowing and beautiful. I hope you take advantage of this, because I have really enjoyed replacing common sauces and things that, I feel like I have to sacrifice on a diet with Greek yogurt. Now, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time on Michelle's Body Shop.